Hi everyone, welcome back to the Integrity Botanicals YouTube channel. I might be looking very familiar, and it's because I'm filming a part 2 of my part 1, as you can imagine, of the ALIMA Pure Loose Shadows reviews, swatches, etc. So if you didn't catch my first part, please do make sure to check it out. I talk packaging, pricing, all that sort of good stuff, as well as run down all 14 of the satin matte shades. And now we're getting into something a little bit more my speed, a little bit more luminous, a little bit more shiny, a little bit more luster. So I'm going to be discussing the next two categories, which are the pearl luster shadows and the luminous shimmer shadows. So I'm going to do a quick recap. Tiny little packaging here. You open it up. They have a really nice protector, so product isn't going anywhere unless you are ready for it to go somewhere. Use them wet or dry. 14 bucks a piece, coming in at 2 grams per pot. And they're little cuties that are 100% vegan and gluten-free. So almost everybody can use them. Almost everybody can use them. All right, you guys, English is not on the agenda today. We're just talking eye shadows, and I'm gonna start with the pearl luster. So first of all, I kind of wanted to address the difference, like pearl luster, luminous shimmer, they both sound shiny, and they most definitely are. However, the pearl luster is more of just flat, not flat because obviously they're luminous, so they're quite the opposite, but it's just all one even luminous shade, almost like a highlighter. So they have like this smooth sheeniness to them. The luminous shimmers have a little bit of reflect in them, so they have a little bit more dimension, a little bit more actual shimmer in them, as the name would suggest, with the same radiant and luminous finish. So that's me telling you in words. However, upon swatching these, you are most definitely going to see the difference. So let's just get right into it. Like I said, we're gonna start with the 5 pearl luster shades and then move on to the 6 or so, I believe, of the luminous shimmer. And starting with Silk, the pearl luster shadow in Silk. Oh my god, this is a good one. You know, that name is just so exactly what it is. It has that level of shine. It's so nice and even. I can see this being just like the prettiest highlight on the face. I'm like mad at myself that I haven't done that yet. It's this really beautiful champagne tone. Pretty universally flattering because it doesn't pull too white, it doesn't pull too yellow, it doesn't pull too pink. And this is the perfect shade to put all over the lid. Put a little something in the crease and you're like, bam, I'm glam. Thank you, ma'am. Especially if you put a little bit of liner on there. Are you kidding me? That's what's up. Moving along to Taupe. Taupe is like the perfect everyday shade. It is just a taupey color with a lustrous finish. This is the type of shade that looks good on everyone. There's really nothing to not like about it. It's that good middle tone. Not as deep as you would really think, but a little bit more brown than Silk. But oh my god, I can't stop looking at Silk. Taupe is just really pretty, almost a little bit more neutral because it isn't gonna pick up as bright, but still has that really beautiful sheen to it to add some dimension to the eyes, which I'm all about. Moving along to the shade Grace. We're getting a little deeper now. Grace is a little deeper, but none of these shades are like too deep or you can't use them all over your lid, which is, you know, predominantly where I would use more shiny shades. But Grace is like a beautiful amethyst, golden, sort of purpley color. You know, there's a lot of really beautiful cool tone purples in the satin mattes. I can imagine these pairing just beautifully. Grace I actually haven't put all over my eyelids yet, but upon swatching, I'm pretty pumped about it, and it's a really easy wearable purple, which, you know, I love purple because it's like the gateway drug into color, which is, you know, can be very addicting once you get busy. Moving along to the shade Cappuccino. Cappuccino is stunning. It's just like your typical bronze sort of shade. Again, would look good on anyone. It reminds me a lot of Maybelline Bad to the Bronze, if you guys were familiar with that cream shadow. I wore the crap out of that thing, and they just apply so evenly, like you don't even need to try. I do typically like to apply them wet, but you will still get a nice shine applying these shadows dry, but the wetness of them will allow you to have a little bit more control and prevent any sort of fallout because these are loose pigments. So I do recommend doing your foundation after the fact if you're one of those people, or using them wet and sparingly to avoid any sort of mishaps unless you're a pro. Rounding off the pearl luster shadows, this one is like, you know, it's kind of my color. These golden, you know, warm reddish tones. This is in the shade Cimarron. Cimarron. I thought it was cinnamon. Whew. But anyway, it is that kind of cinnamony type of color. This one's not overly in your face, wow, oh my god, but it will have a little dimension to it. So if you're doing a more warm eyeshadow look, this could be a good one. However, this would also look really pretty on its own, paired with a little bit of a liner. Just, I love the dimension to that shade. And you know I'm a warm tone gal till the day I die. Let's transition now. We are going into luminous shimmer. So we're about to kick that shimmer up a notch, starting with the shade Chai. I really like the names of these. I feel like they're just very complimentary. And Chai is so pretty. Another good champagne sort of tone. This one is quite a bit more sparkly. So if you're looking for something with a little more, that's your one right there. But still very similar to the shade Silk. I think this maybe has a little bit more gold to it. But I love this one all over the lid. Probably one of my more reached for in this department at least. The luminous shimmers are definitely my most worn of the ALIMA Pure loose shadows. Then we have the shade Lyon, and Lyon is also very, very stunning. Quite sparkly, this one, which I think is so beautiful. The texture of it's a little grittier to the touch, but on the eye, it doesn't look it at all. It just looks like just so much fun. This kind of reminds me of like putting this all over your body could be really beautiful if the tone works for you. And again, that's what I love about these sort of pigment style products. They're just really, really versatile. This would be a really pretty one to mix in with like moisturizer and give you that glow, because it really is like va va voom. A little bit more, this one's a little more coppery Chai, and this one's a little bit more like golden white-ish, but not a very stark, bright, offensive sort of white, because I don't really like frosty whites, to be honest with you. Moving along, we have the shade Paris. And Paris, I mean, I love them all, let's just be honest here. Paris is this really beautiful sort of taupe. I don't really even know how to describe this shade. It's like a mid-tone shimmer that's very, very, very neutral. You can wear this with whatever other shadows you wanted, or you can really kind of put this in your inner corner. One for the inner corner that'd be better, I think, is Lyon. It'll have just a little bit more impact, but the shimmer on these are just so pretty. I mean, I'm just staring at my hands like, ooh, ah. All right, so let's move along. Another one of my favorites is Brown Sugar, and it's as yummy as that name sounds. It is that exact tone. It's a little bit bronze, a little bit golden, but it's not pulling in any direction. A very, very versatile shade as well. I mean, a lot of these shades in the Pearl Luster and in the luminous department are probably going to be a fan favorite. This would look good on everyone. There's nothing not to like about it. And again, it has that very high shine element to it, which I personally love very, very much. Then we have the shade Tiger Eye. Tiger Eye is less sparkly, though it's still definitely there. It's still definitely there, but it's more of that pearl lustery finish, but still with a lot of dimension. And it's this bronze golden sort of tone. You see this a lot in Green Beauty Land, but this is a particularly good one because of that high shine factor to it, which is beautiful. Could make for a really great smoky eye. If you're a smoky eye girl, I can see that looking stunning. And it's not, I don't want to call it cool tone, but a little bit more neutral leaning cool if that's your safe comfort zone. Finally, rounding off the luminous shimmer shadows, we have the shade Black Orchid, and Black Orchid is so beautiful. It would look really good with what's the one I mentioned? Cimarron. Cimarron, this is like its darker sister, has a little bit more plum to it, but the reflect, yeah, like plum mixed with like pink. It's so pretty. Like the more I look at it, the more I like it, and it seems kind of intimidating, but it's not. You could really make this type of shade very, very wearable. Even tap it just on the outer corner. Yes, it'll have a little shimmer, but it might look very, very beautiful, I can imagine. So that's it, you guys, all the Pearl Lusters and Luminous Shimmers. You know, they're loose shadows, nothing revolutionary, but some very, very stunning must-have shades in the mix. And I wanted to share them with you because I feel like loose shadows get a bad rap, and I feel like they are definitely, definitely worth it, especially for those all over the lid shades I love, or a good versatile brow liner crease shade. You know, I could totally see these being something you guys pick up, especially because they are on the more low end of the spectrum, and the mechanism that they have for keeping the products all together, I think, is genius. Some of the best on the market. So that's it, you guys. You know all about them now. Don't forget to watch my first part. If you said, nah, I'm gonna watch that later, I will link it down below. All the products, swatches, of course, are going to be down below as well. They are all going to be dry swatches. Just so you guys know. So they do increase in pigment and everything like that upon using them wet, which I do encourage with almost all of the shades in the line, dependent upon how you'd like to use them. But that's it, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Anything else that you want to see from me, don't forget to leave me a comment down below. If you've been a longtime fan of these, also let me know, because I haven't heard much about them at all. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for the endless love and support. Check out all of our social media, it's down there. Makeup I'm wearing, it's down there. And I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.